Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying and to your Thursday dose of rallying nonsense. Today I want to talk to you about liveries. So this week we had Toyota unveiling their 2025 livery for the Yaris Rally 1 and it generated a little bit of feedback online. I posted a few pictures of it and a few people said it was boring and that they should have changed again for this year. And I've seen that on some other posts across social media as well. A little bit of negative feedback towards Toyota's livery. And I think it was quite interesting. It just made me think, is it good? Is it bad? Should teams change their liveries more often? I'm going to say up front that I actually like Toyota's livery. I think it is my favourite Rally 1 livery. I did like M Sport's livery in 2024. I think the white with the Red Bull branding was actually the best livery we've seen so far on the Puma. But I do think the Toyota pips it. For me, I think there's just something in the simplicity of it. I like the satin black with the GR branding. I think it's aggressive, but there's a nice simplicity to it. You know, if we look back over the last few years, there's been big steps, hasn't there, when it comes to vinyl and printing. And I think that what that has led to is almost an explosion in the complexity of modern liveries. You know, if you look at a lot of liveries, particularly on Rally 2 cars where they've got lots of sponsors, you know, they've got very complex liveries. There's lots and lots going on. And I think what I like about the Toyota is that there's something clean and simple, and it's a kind of proper works team livery in the kind of true classic sense of the term. Now, I am sure you will let me know in the comments whether you agree with that or not, whether you think Toyota's livery is good or bad. But there is a second question, isn't there? And that is whether teams should change their liveries every season. That is a tough one for me. That is a tough one. I mean, I do get it. I get where people are coming from. It does add a bit of variety, doesn't it? And maybe having new liveries, new looks for the cars is something that could drum up extra support, isn't it? Drum up extra media interest. It gets more people talking, more content on social media. There's more pictures, more videos of new car launches, particularly if the car looks very, very different. But in another way, I'm not totally sure I buy into it. You know, I think firstly you have to remember it can be difficult if you've got a lot of sponsors. I touched on this earlier, didn't I, with Rally 2 in particular, with WRC 2. Those cars are privately run, so you tend to have a lot of sponsors, and that can very much limit your colour scheme, can't it? That can make it very difficult to have a big change in livery because you are ultimately limited by the colours, shapes, logos and lettering of whichever companies are sponsoring you. I think the other question I would say is, if we look back in the past, were people asking the same questions? I mean, my experience of rallying doesn't go all the way back into the deepest, darkest recesses of times, but I don't really recall people complaining that we should be seeing constant livery changes. You know, if you look back at some of the majorly iconic liveries, you know, Lancia Martini, well, the livery on the Delta was fairly consistent, wasn't it? Even actually looking even further back through the 037, the Delta S4, and then through the HF and Integrale years, that livery was fairly consistent. Similarly, you know, Castrol and Toyota, their livery from, what was it, 93, wasn't it, when the ST185 came along in that Castrol livery. That livery stayed consistent, not just through the ST185 Celica, through the ST205 and into the Corolla. So we saw a lot of consistency in liveries during that period. So maybe this is a new thing. And I think on that note, I am going to say that maybe a little bit of familiarity isn't such a bad thing. You know, maybe having a little bit of consistency in those liveries, maybe that will help to make these cars iconic. You know, we look back on those Celicas and Deltas that I just talked about. They are some really iconic liveries, aren't they? Iconic brand partnerships, Castrol and Martini. And maybe that's what we need. Though ironically, we don't actually have many big brand partnerships anymore, because if you look at Hyundai and Toyota, their cars are very much branded in the manufacturers' liveries. It is really M Sport Ford that are carrying Red Bull. I don't know how much help Red Bull need, but I think if you're looking to create iconic liveries, maybe having something that's consistent and in people's minds, and then, you know, if you've got a connection to a great driver, a Kalle Rovanperä who could win multiple titles, maybe that is what you need. Maybe that little bit of consistency. could help to turn the Yaris Rally 1 into an icon of the future. You know, maybe that simple, basic satin black and red and white GR logo. Maybe that livery will stick in people's minds rather than these crazy multicolored liveries with hundreds of sponsors. Who knows? Who knows? Do let me know what you think. You know, do you think that teams should change their livery every year? Do you like the Toyota livery? Do you like Hyundai's recent liveries or M Sport's recent liveries? Let me know. Obviously, as I record this video, we are yet to see what the M Sport and Hyundai cars will look like in 2025. I will just say, hasn't it been nice to see the Puma testing in pure white? I do miss a pure white test livery. There is something very, very special about seeing a top-line rally car running in pure white. I wish Toyota and Hyundai would do the same with their cars. I don't know, I just think there's something really cool about it. Anyway, that is definitely a sidetrack. As I say, let me know what you think. Do you think that rally teams should change their livery every year? Do you like Toyota's livery? Do you want to see something different? Let me know in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe as well, and follow me over on socials. And I will see you again next time.